Me in this session. So, this is the final and last session for the Wheel of Life. And in this last session, we're going to be talking about the topic on work and career. So, I think this is also a very exciting and interesting topic for all of us as well. So, again, if you do not have the Wheel of Life with you, please go to our website, valhallique.com, and download the Wheel of Life for free. Once you have downloaded it, you'll be given a guide on how to use it. Yeah, a video will be there which will show you how to use the Wheel of Life, and there will also be an action plan for you to fill out. Okay, so now, in that Wheel of Life, you need to evaluate where you are when it comes to work and career. Are you where you want to be, or do you think that there's more room for growth? Right. So fill that out. Is it 10%, 20%, 80%, 90%? Maybe 50%. Maybe you're halfway there. Right. So fill that out in the Wheel of Life, and then, of course, the next step would be taking action plan based on your goals, based on what is it that you want to achieve when it comes to your work and career. So today we're going to talk a bit more about work and career. And this is such an interesting topic because many people that I've met, many people that I've spoken to, don't really know what they want to do. Right, there are some of us who know what we want to do, and that's because we have kind of experimented already and done so many things that you somehow figured out, okay, this is what I'm good at and this is what I want to do. I want to make this my career. Right. So but there are also many people out there who still don't know what they want to do. So this is a point of discovery. And I think it's also important to note that whatever that you do as your work and career can evolve over time. Yeah, it doesn't mean that it will stay the same all the time. It can evolve and transmute itself into something else. Yeah, so don't worry when you feel that, if, for example, if you're a lawyer and the only thing that you can do is just law. Right? No. And many people who have studied something, and then at the end of the day they are working in a totally different field. Right? I think this applies to a lot of people, whereby you are educated in a certain field, but then at the end of the day you're working in something with something else. And what I actually realized just today itself, and it's such a wonderful realization, is that no education is wasted. And a dear friend actually said that as well. Education is never wasted. So, whatever it is that you have studied, you never know when you are going to apply it in your life. Yeah, it's never wasted. Like, for example, for me, I was in medical school for 2 years. Right, and a lot of people would be like, "Ayo, you wasted your time there. You were in med school and you didn't become a doctor and all that." But at that point of time, sometimes whatever people say tend to influence you. But there was just one point I was like, no, it's good knowledge. It's actually really, really good knowledge to study, the anatomy and the physiology and the biochemistry of the body is actually superbly good knowledge. And then I studied psychology, which is the study of human behavior, which was amazing. That's amazing because I can incorporate both. But it was never until today the realization came on how these two are actually going to be merging together, or have merged together, in the work that I'm doing now and in the healing work that will come as well. The knowledge and experience from the medical school, as well as the whole field of psychology itself, it's going to really, really help me grow in my career, in the work that I do. And for me, my career is aligned and linked with the purpose in my life, the reason why I am here. And it took some time to get to this point. So don't worry if you don't know your purpose yet. All right, don't worry, it will come. As long as you are honest with yourself, you are true to yourself, and you're finding and remembering who you are, your purpose will show up. It will come. Okay, so don't worry about that. So back to work and career. There was another thing that I wanted to share with you as well, is that there are two types of people. One, that are workaholics. So they work and work and work and work, and they're trying to find the, what's the B word? Balance. Yeah. And they're trying to find the balance between work and life. In the corporate world, this is a huge thing. Work life balance. Everybody talks about work life balance. But is there really work life balance? I've been in the corporate world as well. We talk about it, we try to, I was a trainer, right? Learning and development. So, training people to find that work life balance, and trying to get people to balance their life. Don't focus so much on work that you burn out, right? You need the rest, you need the balance, you need the growth, you need, there's so many other things that balances out the skill. um and sad part is, no matter how much we try to talk about it, it is not being done. Work pressure is just so much in the corporate world that for you to even find that balance is hard work, right? I think those of you who are working in the corporate field, you know what I mean. To even find that balance is hard work, and even that creates stress, and you're like, just let it be, I'm just going to focus on my work. That happens. So it's really hard to talk about work life balance but not do it. So the thing I think that we need to realize is, we need to have a mindset of balance. Make sure that we are practicing it. Practice balance. You know what I used to do when I was working in the corporate field? Whenever I'm home, especially when I'm sleeping, my phone will be on airplane mode. And I told my boss that, I'm like, you're not going to get me at night. No calls will go through at night because my phone is going to be on airplane mode. I need my rest, I need my sleep, right? So I had to do that. And whether your boss is okay with it or not, that's a different story. But they too need to learn how to do that, to have that balance, because balance is so 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 important. Work burnout is so common. Work pressure and burnout is so so common that even for you to find time to rest, you'll be exhausted, that resting moment that you get is still not enough. That's one. Second thing is, what will happen is that when you are so used to working and doing something and being productive, and you're always working and working and working, when you have that time off, even if it's at the end of the day, you don't know what to do. It is just so difficult to be by yourself and to do nothing. It is harder to do nothing, so you would rather do something, right? So that is so common in the working field. And I think that is something that we need to realize first. The realization needs to happen first, that, hey, why am I actually looking for something to do? The awareness needs to be there. You need to catch yourself when that happens. Why am I always looking for something to do? Why can't I just chill, not do anything, right? Well, I can tell you why. One of the reasons is because a lot of thoughts will come at that moment when you're not doing anything and chilling by yourself. So it ends up not being a chilling moment, right? A lot of thoughts, a lot of issues, a lot of emotions comes in at that point of time, because that is the only time where all the garbage can come out, right? And if you don't clear it, more will come, right? So that's why, one of the reasons why people find it very difficult to have those moments to themselves. um, but really, you have to rest. Your body needs to rest, your mind needs to rest. Meditation is one of the best ways to do this, to find that balance, to rest. Okay, so that's one side of it for those people who are working in the corporate environment, and you're just go go go, do, and you find it hard to find that work life balance that people always talk about, but it's difficult to do, right? That's one aspect. And then there's the other aspect whereby there are also people who find it difficult to get up in the morning and do something. They're just laissez faire. They have that attitude, they have that character, that I don't want to do anything. Okay, maybe I'll procrastinate. Procrastination is also a huge thing. I'll delay it to later, do it later, do it later, do it later. So most of the time these people are not really in the fast paced corporate world. You may be doing totally something else, or you may be still finding out yourself and not doing anything yet. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you are just sitting down and not doing anything, you're not being productive either, right? You're not finding out what your passion is, you're not finding out what your purpose is. So productivity goes down as well. So again, it always comes back to that big B word that I always talk about, which is balance. Finding that balance is so, so, so important. And find that balance. If you feel that you're procrastinating and you're not resting, yeah, resting is a different thing, whereby you're rejuvenating and recharging yourself, and then procrastination is another thing. One really good way to recharge and rejuvenate yourself is through meditation, which I'm sure you know as well. Those of you who are familiar with meditation, you know this very well, that meditation is one of the best techniques to recharge and rejuvenate yourself. Yeah. So, resting and procrastinating is also two different things. So, be careful when you're trying to balance both of these out. Okay. So, there's a lot that we discussed today for those who are in the corporate world and also those who are not. So, find that balance. I think the message for today would be finding that balance. I know, I understand that it's easy to say work life balance all the time. It is really easy to say that, but can we do it? Can you do it? Find the time, create that time for you to do it. You can't find the time. That's the wrong term. Create the time for you to find that balance in your life, in your work life balance, because that is so important, right? And then there's also work life and family balance, if you have family as well, which adds in another aspect to the whole scenario, right? Again, balance. It's challenging, but that is basically what we are here to do as human beings, finding that balance, creating that balance in our lives. So create your balance. All right. So that is the message for today. Please go to our website and download the Wheel of Life. It would still be available there for you to download. The guide is there, the action plan is there for you to work out. Okay. So if you have any questions, feel free to DM us or put it in the comments and we'll get back to you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a beautiful evening ahead. Thank you so much.